Several studies have proven that boys start growing later than girls. And while girls are already putting on lipstick and dreaming about their future wedding, the boys are still into fidget spinners and video games. Have you heard that joke about how the first 40 years of a boy's childhood are the most difficult? Well, according to latest research, that's actually kind of true. Boys and girls are born different, and with each year, these differences become more and more visible. But is it true that boys develop more slowly than their female peers? Or are girls just different with different interests, abilities, and ideas? Girls and boys are different from the first day of their lives, and they develop differently too. When boys are born, they are larger and heavier than girls and have bigger heads. Of course, there are individual differences as well, but we're talking about the average person. Boys start walking 2 or 3 months later than girls and start talking about 4 to 6 months later. Girls develop faster than boys, especially in terms of mental ability. Their bodies begin to produce estrogen, the female sex hormone, when they are still in the womb. This contributes to the accelerated growth of the brain. So at the time of birth, girls are a few weeks ahead of boys in terms of development. Neuropsychologists recorded bioelectric currents of newborn children's brains in a maternity hospital and found that the brains of boys and girls work differently from the very beginning. Girls have much higher tactile sensitivity and are more sensitive to bodily contact. Therefore, girls are more sensitive to touching, stroking, etc. As children grow up, parts of their brain become smaller as unnecessary connections between cells are pruned away. This is part of the normal learning process. For girls, this pruning process starts at the age of 10. For boys, it happens later, when they become young men around the age of 20. In fact, a high school girl is practically a young adult, while her male classmates are basically children. Apparently, this explains why teenagers are so obsessed with video games. Another explanation for growing more slowly is that young boys will have to protect their families and be responsible for the welfare of their loved ones, so they need to gain experience, become responsible, self-sufficient, and independent. In other words, they need to grow up, and this starts happening at the age of 18. On the other hand, young women have to give birth to healthy children, and nature has made sure that this can be done as early as possible, while the body is young and full of strength. A popular TV channel commissioned a survey before launching a new show to find out the age of its potential audience. The results were pretty interesting. It turns out that men on average mature at the age of 43. That's when they come to realize they're responsible for the lives and well-being of their loved ones. They begin to take care of their health and don't laugh at farts anymore. For women, this happens 11 years earlier, at the age of 32. 32! Girls' lives are not easy from the beginning. They're told about the importance and problems of bras long before they have breasts, while boys don't get breasts until they're 40. LOL. And this may not be an explanation for why men usually find burps and silly dances more fun than women, but scientists believe this has to do with the difference in the way our brains develop. One way or another, over time, things will get better. Just try to be a little more serious sometimes, and girls will appreciate it. You may have noticed this difference in behavior between boys and girls too. Tell us about it in the comments. Maybe we'll make a video about it next time.